Hey everybody, welcome back to Javo's Garage. Today we are taking on the sway bar links in a 2009 Chrysler Town Country. Now these are compatible with the years 1996 to 2016 in the Town & Countries, and in the Grand Caravan it's compatible between the 1996 and 2018. They even use the same sway bar link in the Chrysler Pacifica between 2004 and 2009, so we may be able to help you out as well. So these are a common failure issue on these vans. They cause that clunk, that knock in the front end. And so if you're here today, you need to get that job done, and I'm here to help you get that done. So these things can be a real pain to get out. I have fought these things over the years. The problem you run into is it's getting the nut off of the stud, and it basically gets frozen on there due to, it gets hot while it's on the road during the summer, it gets cold, you get road grime, they get built up, and they can be a real nightmare to get off. And over the years, I've tried different things. I've tried using penetrating oil, I've tried using vice grips on the back and trying to turn things, I've beat on a wrench with a hammer, you name it, I have done it, and I have fought these things, and I've said probably a few bad words I shouldn't have while doing the process. But I have learned how to do these things quick, easy, fast, and hassle-free, and I'm here to show you how to do that today. So, like a good old country song, I'm going to save you some pain and heartache today. So let's get going on this, let's get you back on the road, and let me show you how to do this and save yourself some pain. Let's go! This here is the cause for all of my problems and the noise. It was rattling when I bought it out at the auction, so I knew it was going to need this. This is real common on these vans. A little bit different angle here. We're up top now, so now you can easily see our sway bar link here and here. And so basically what you're going to have to do is get this nut off of this post, and then you can pop it out of there. What happens is these here are a pain to get going, and they'll catch and you can't get it off. And I discovered something a while back that made these really easy. You kind of have a three-step process you can do. This here is a T40 star bit that you can put in here, and you can either hold it with this and then try and get a wrench on here and loosen this nut off of here. Another easier way to do it would be to actually put a wrench on this. This is an 18, and then get yourself a T40 star bit, and I have one down here, and I can take that and I'll put that in there on my impact, and then I will actually then back that thing out, and that helps with it. If I'm having issues doing that as well, then my third, and sometimes you're better off, depending on the year of the car and how bad it is, to just go straight to it. But I'll take a set of vice grips like I have here and clamp those on the back side back here. And then what I'll do is I'll take, and I usually have MAP gas, but I ran out, so I just got a propane on it today, but I just have a standard torch here. And what I'll do is I'll heat that up really good, and with the vice grips on there, hit it with an 18 socket on my little rigid impact there, and they'll back right off. So we're going to start with the easiest way first and just see what happens with it. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and put my wrench on there. I'm going to take my T40, get that lined up, and see what happens. And as you can see, it's not even budging. So we're going to immediately jump to step number 3, and we're going to get that off of there real fast. So we're going to go ahead and step right up to number 2 here, and we're going to heat that up, and that thing should just come right off of there. You don't want to be getting that hot, so you can see I have the flame aiming away. It's aimed at my stud, at the nut there. It's also going to melt off that nylon in there on that lock nut bit. We're going to heat this up quite a bit, and then we're going to hit it with the wrench, and the impact should come right out of it. just like that. That's how to take those off of there, and that saves you a ton of time. If I can't get it right over well, you should be able to do just fine. Okay. Get that heated up again. And just like that, that nut is loose. So that makes the job so much easier. So now we can get that out, and we'll go ahead and start putting in the new one. So now that we got that out, I thought it'd be easier to show you here than what we were talking about. We'll do an autopsy here, and you can see if we can get a better light. That thing, that boot is just trashed. See how it's coming apart? So that one's done, and it shouldn't be looking like that. So this here is our replacement. I picked this up at Advance. I like their DriveWorks stuff. Not everything's great. These have done really well for me. Here's the part number on that. Back it out. There you go. These have a lifetime warranty on it as well. The nice thing that they do differently with these, as opposed to having this ignorant star bit that they put in the end, is you actually have a nut on this side of your post, so when you go to reinstall it, you can put a wrench on this side, put your socket on the other side, and tighten it down. So much easier to do. These are also greasable. They come with the extra Zerks right here. You have to install them. One goes right here. Now if we flip this over on this side, you got one same side on the same thing on the other side. That way you can service them as you go, as opposed to these are not, the stock unit is a non-serviceable. So I'm going to go ahead and put these Zerks in here, and let's go ahead and set this back up in there, and this job will be done. Okay, we're ready to install our new sway bar link back in here. When you put these in, make sure that you don't install these upside down, or you could have problems. I'm just kidding you. You can't really do that. I suppose if you wanted to, you could really try hard to do it this way, but that would take a lot of effort. So what I usually like to do is I'll start by putting the post in the bottom in the sway bar, and then I'll take my nut that I have here, and we'll go ahead and just kind of get it started a bit. Now, we're doing this so quickly, it's been about a minute since we finished heating that up. So it's going to be hot a little bit down there. And so then on this side, sometimes you have to move that post, and it takes a lot of effort to move that post actually. So there's a huge difference between that one I took out and this one here. And I'll slide that in there. Do that like so. So with this one, once again, you can take your wrench and go around the back side. Just put it on there. And there we go. So now it's at a point where I can easily get in there now with my torque wrench and do that to spec. I'm going to do the same principle down here on the bottom, except I'm going to have to go get my 18 deep in a 3/8 inch drive, and I'll just go ahead and drive it in down here as well. And then once I get that to spec, I'll get my torque wrench. I'll have to come in through here. Sometimes it's easier to come in it this way, tighten it to spec, and then your job's done. I have my torque wrench set at 65 foot-pounds. You want to tighten both of these nuts down to 65 foot-pounds, and then you're done with your job. So not a lot of room to get in here, but I think we can do it. Okay. we go. So now you see I can come back in over here. And there we have it. So on that note, you've just now installed your sway bar link, saved yourself a bunch of money. This is a pretty easy job to do, especially if you know how to do it right and you have a torch. Otherwise, you could be fighting this thing for hours and it would be a horrible job to do. So there you go. Sway bar link exchange, 2009 Chrysler Town Country. Thanks for watching.